Hello. Okay, so uh, today we're going to be looking at a program called SoundShift, and I've got some criticisms of this program and some praises. Great program. The owner slash developer uh, gave me these parameters for specifically the MX5 after doing some testing himself, looking at the data on optimal RPMs to shift. And this tool indicates those optimal RPMs to you after you input them here, and then it beeps at you. Boop. Yep. Problem being, couple, but we'll start with this reaction-based RPMs tool. So this is separate from what we got going on over here. As far as I can tell, reaction-based RPMs tool does a calibration process, and then ideally it works out your average latency per gear, the time it takes for it to beep, and then you to shift gear. And that varies per gear. It's not like a latency like MS thing, it's like an RPM value. And some gears gain RPMs faster. Let's say the first gear. The first time you run the program, and actually, one of the first criticisms, every time you run the program, you're going to have to recalibrate this RPM part of the software. And that means it's going to beep at you early, beep beep, and you're going to have to shift early. And so you're going to end up in your top gear way before you should, which is very confusing and unintuitive until you understand what the program's doing every time you open the engine and it needs to do this calibration process. Very confusing until you work that out. Kind of needed the dev to point that out to me. Regardless, there's more problems past this. This works fine, let's say, on apologies about the brightness on this video. I don't know what's going on. I'm on a new install, and it seems like the brightness is a bit whacked out. But anyway, let's try Spa. Boom. We're racing Spa this week in the Advanced Mazda MX-5 Cup. Boom, MX-5 at Spa. Look at that. Let's press test drive. And I'm going to give you an example of how the program works optimally. And then afterwards, I'm going to take you to another smaller track, and I'm going to show you how it fails and how it doesn't work, this calibration process. I've tried to point this out to the owner of the program, secondary developer. I think he bought it off the original developer. And yeah, this person seems to have, a busy schedule. Let's just say they don't have any time to update the software. But I'm just recording this video to try and make it very poignant, my criticisms, because it doesn't seem he understands that his software doesn't work on smaller tracks. But we need to start with the test basis, large track. What he's been telling me to do and gaslighting me that I don't understand is, just shift when it beeps. If it beeps, shift. Like, yeah, no shit. It would be very nice if you only had to do this calibration once, say once a day even, but every time you open the engine. Sometimes we don't have time. Say I'm loading into a quali session right now. Oh shit, okay, it's qualifier, fuck. Okay, practice is over, it's quali time. I gotta go, I gotta go. I'm getting in the sim rig, oh shit, alright, I'm running out of time, okay. I'm in. What's up? Oh shit, oh it's wet, it's wet. Put me in it. I'll probably only got enough time for one lap at Spa. It's only going to give us a little bit. Okay. I don't know where my force feedback isn't working, but I need it for this example. Okay, I'm going to have to do this calibration. Set up beautifully. Great. That's perfect. It's kind of annoying that I had to do that on my quali lap, like my pretend quali lap. Obviously, I'm not actually in a race right now. But, alright, that's cool. Say on Spa. That's alright. In a quali session, I still had enough time to calibrate the software. Enough road space. Big map. No problems. And then from that point, I would have kept driving, would have done my out lap, and then I would have done my quali lap. Only enough time for one quali lap in this session, and we would have gotten into the race. Oh god, imagine if I didn't do a quali. Imagine if I just loaded straight into the race. I missed the quali, I was a bit late, and it just started me there, red light, green light, and then beep, oh suddenly, fuck, I've got to do a calibration while there's fucking 19 other cars around me. Oh, let me just shift up to 6th gear real quick on the down. Yeah. Nah. Alright, anyway. Let's continue. Tsukuba. Alright. Give you another example. The rookie series. Because I'm a rookie, as you can tell. Where are we? MX5 rookies. Circuit de Navarra. Wasn't it Tsukuba yesterday? Oh yeah, no, that was the F4s. My mistake. Anyway, Fiat F4. Practice. Test drive. Now we're going to pretend. We're going to pretend that we're in our quali practice session. We just signed up to a race. Right, we're loading into a race right now. Shit. Practice is probably a 3-minute practice. It's probably counting down. Quali's just about to start. Dun, 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 dun. So yeah, I got iRacing Manager here, tuned to start and stop sound shift every time iRacing starts. Doesn't matter even if you keep the program open between races, it still wants to do a calibration every time for some reason. Alright, boom. Quali time. So let's get into it. We've got enough time to do a lap or two. I've tuned some values for this guy, for the F4 car. Okay. Oh, come on, let's get my force feedback working. What's going on there? Where are you, Marvin? Yeah. Go on. Oh, it doesn't like us. Oh, there we go. Came alive there. Anyway, alright. Quality time. Oh, we're doing calibration. Oh, shit. Okay, I think I just calibrated the first 3 gears. Okay. I think I just calibrated. Okay. I've calibrated 6 gear. Alright, let's try that again. Because my point kind of fell flat there, didn't it? Okay, so I just calibrated the first gear. Calibrated the second gear, calibrated the third gear. Oh shit, okay, I gotta start downshifting. Calibrated first gear, calibrated second gear, calibrated third gear. Calibrated fourth gear, okay. Shit. There. Alright, boom. There. That's my problem. Right there. Okay, you're gonna have to think really hard about this. Okay, to understand. Alright? That was my quali session. Okay, I just loaded up. The program forced a calibration. I successfully calibrated the first couple gears. For 1 to 4, they were calibrated. Alright? 5th gear wasn't calibrated yet. The transition into 5th gear, or to 6th gear even, still not calibrated because it was a small map. And then by the time I actually hit the RPM value to calibrate that gear, which it's still indicating under as a reaction time test, as you're explaining, as the dev is explaining, if I then click to shift to 5th gear in that scenario on Tsukuba in the F4 to complete the calibration process for that gear, I oversteer and can't clear the corner. And so I either have to back off and intentionally not hit the initial point for calibration, and or I have to ignore the 5th gear calibration signal and then clear through the corner in 4th, as you should. Problem being, then 5th gear is heavily undercalibrated by, like, say 1,000 RPM, and then all your first 4 gears are calibrated properly, but your 5th gear isn't calibrated properly. And remember, this is a quali lap. I was in a race. I couldn't afford to just run it into the wall and just, tune 5th gear and say fuck it, whatever, smack the wall, restart, it's okay, I tuned the gears. No, need to kind of keep it on track. I'll give you one more example again. See if I can really paint this out, this frustration I have. Boom, reset. We've just loaded into the session. It's qualifying time, baby. Boom. Say we missed practice. Say it's the race. God forbid again. God forbid I didn't calibrate the software. I didn't make it through quali calibration. I started the race without a qualified RPM. God forbid. Anyway. Okay, so we're doing the calibration process again. This is my off lap for the qualifier. Tune 1. Tune 2. Tune 3. Tune 4. I'm gonna back off there. I don't feel like tuning 5 there. 3, 4, that wasn't a tune, they were already set. We might tune 5 here. Let's see, can we tune 5? Can we tune 5? Okay, we got 5! We got 5! Hey, look, we successfully tuned 5th gear at least. Let's try that one more time. Hey, look, our values, they look right. I think we tuned the fourth to fifth gear ratio properly. That looks pretty accurate. That looks nice. That looks nice. Let's try this one more time. I might need to reset those parameters, unfortunately. They were so beautiful, but yeah, get them out of there, make sure. Okay, I'm gonna do this once more. Doing right. Yeah, actually, I might get 2.5 there this time. Shit. Oh shit, oh fuck. I think it told me to shift to 6 there. Fuck, I think I flipped 6 gear. That's weird. Why is it telling me to shift up there? Oh, right. I fucked up the calibration for the 6th gear because there wasn't enough road space. And so now I've got to spend the next 15 to 30 fucking minutes in a race with this thing screaming at me every lap. Beep. Shift into 6. Shift into 6. Shift into 6. Shift in. Why aren't you shifting into 6? Just press the button. Just beep when it presses. Just press the. And it's like, oh mate, that was my quality off lap. Like, we're lining up on grid right now. I don't have time to recalibrate the software. I just did my quality lap. Actually, no, I did my calibration. I wasn't even focused on a quality lap. Wow. All right, now we're gridding up. My first to fifth gear, all good, calibrated. 6th gear is just gonna scream at me occasionally. And like, I'm trying really hard here. 20-minute video. I'm trying to really paint out the flaws of this program, its shortcomings. The fact that, boom, we got some nice values in here. All good. Let's close the engine. Let's restart the engine. That was a great race. What the fuck? Ah, alright, I'm getting easy anti-cheat errors. I'm a hacker. The idea was I was just going to restart the program and show you that boop, boop. All these values are like gone again. This is the main flaw and criticism of the program. the developer or active owner of the program understands this and comments on this, but there's just non-understanding about the shortcomings of how small tracks like this might not allow you to get to your highest gear to tune it, and or the tuning of that gear might be quite difficult, and or you might not get it done. And there are many scenarios where you might have actually adequately tuned most of your gears, but then have your top gears untuned, incorrectly tuned, and not have the time remaining to restart and tune them because you're on an active qualifier or an active race. Boom. Just load it up. So I just did my quali, right? And then say I did my qualifier, great, I enjoyed it, whatever. And then I closed the sim. And then I changed a little setting or something like that. And then I reopened the sim. We're on grid, we're ready for the race. Oh fuck. Oh, these fucking values I just tuned are gone. Huh? So now I'm gonna get on grid and it's gonna ask me to retune all this shit. And so, like, let's just summarize here. Breaking it down. Soundshift. Great program, except for some fatal flaws that really make it frustrating and difficult to use. Tracks like, say, a speedway. You're going to have enough space to hit that top gear. You're probably going to have enough time as well, just in your off lap of your qualifier, just to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's fine. Some tracks are small, especially tracks in the rookie series. And some of these tracks and some of these cars, you don't have the road space or the engine capability to hit those top gears in your off laps. Maybe in an optimal lap. For example, this FF1600, it has like 4 gears. It has 4 gears, that's it. You don't use the first one. You stick to the second and third. Third one is optimal. Fourth gear barely ever gets used. The car doesn't even like getting into the fourth gear. But in order to tune it, you have to really push it. Say, speedway. We load into like Thompson or something, the biggest speedway I've got. I'm pushing third gear as hard as I can on these straightaways, trying to get the RPM necessary to shift into fourth. Imagine shifting into fourth before. Yeah, no, not a good time. There's just like these shortcomings that are really frustrating. And if the program was just built a bit differently, these things wouldn't be a problem. If I didn't have to tune this every time. Easy. And it's really frustrating. I know I'm going around in circles, but the reason I made this video is I tried to elaborate to the active developer, or not non-active developer, active owner, the issues that I was having and why I was choosing not to use this reaction-based RPMs tool, and why it was difficult to calibrate it in some scenarios. And the response I got back was, just shift when it beeps, dude. It's really simple to set up. When it's doing its calibration, you just shift when it beeps. And it's gonna beep early. Don't beep Don't shift car when you want, shift car when beep. Sometimes that's not possible. And sometimes it beeps at really inopportune times on certain tracks and car combos. But, yeah, again, the active owner says that this tool can be used regardless of any car or any track combo. It's not the case. And it's really frustrating to try and point that out and get like gaslit into non-understanding the tool. Like just shift when it beeps. Nah. I hope that like anyone that watches this video has some takeaway. This program is great when you get it calibrated properly. When you learn how to use tools like Motec to analyze data packs, telemetry, work out where your optimal gear shifts and stuff like that are. The rest of the tool kind of does very frustrating. You know, finding these RPM values that are optimal and going, oh yeah, okay, I want to shift at 6,500 RPM into second, and then going here, and then going to your global Mazda MX-5, shifting into second. I'm going to shift at 6,500, and that's great. That's great. This bit, garbage. This bit, I don't know. Better to do it yourself manually. Frustrating stuff. This bit, great. This bit, kind of annoying. Why can't I just set the numbers I want for these percentages where it beeps? Why can't I just set 72 and 35 or something like that? Why do I have to... Why does it max out here at 5? What did like? Why is it working on these weird ratios? 20, 35, like... What? Just let me have beep indicators wherever the fuck I want on brake. What? This is like annoying. $75.50 is best I can get it. Alright, I'm gonna end the video here. Cheers.